All right. So I am a hard-hitting journalist, and I like to start all of my interviews with a tough one. So I hope you're ready.
I'm
Uh-oh.
ready.
What is your favorite
Buckle up.
sandwich?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a real good
I
one.
love sandwiches.
Yeah.
I I think we've had sandwich love songs on our show in the past. I
Yeah.
love sandwiches for sure. I'm going hoagie and I'm going Italian. Yes.
Wow. Wow. You're gonna go international on me, huh?
I just went Italian hoagie. Yep.
You know what? Like, I think it's hard to break it down, especially if you like food, like what's your favorite of something. But I think the way you gauge it is like how many times you've eaten the same
Mhm.
sandwich. It's like the repetitive nature of the choice kind of like equates, right? The
Exact.
your favorite.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
I'll just have to go with the like turkey sandwich with mustard,
Oh,
Like
classic.
I
It's a
Classic.
had
classic.
turkey sandwich with bacon and mustard, kind of like a club, but like the poor man's version where you don't have as much stuff. There's no ham, there's no
Gosh,
roast beef.
Regular slice of bread.
It's
that's
just
all
like
you
a
need.
slice of bread,
Turkey.
maybe tiny bit of mayo, a lot of mustard, turkey sandwich, and then maybe some bacon or an avocado if you got some. If you don't, then you take a nap because the tryptophan
Incredible.
kicks in and you're gone.
And
Nap.
Scott, you said hoagie. What area of the country are you from?
Well, I'm actually mostly from the West Coast, but I did spend some time on the East Coast for about 4 years and loved it. And loved Philly, right? Is that where you're
Yep.
from?
Yep. Because
Loved Philly,
yeah,
went
I was
there a
like
bunch of
hoagie.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna like, say cheesesteak because I haven't had that many cheesesteaks. But I'll tell you right now, I'll take a warm cheesesteak with peppers over a turkey sandwich any day. Any
I
day.
agree. A
As
good
long as
one.
there's mustard in it. I'm a big mustard guy. I like
Like,
mustard.
good to know.
But but anyway, I think
I need
Philly
cheese
cheesesteak.
whiz in mine. I need cheese whiz in mine, and then I'm
One of
like,
those
I'm
guy.
in.
I'm more of a provolone dude myself, so
Same. I
Oh,
love
but
Prove.
but those cheesesteaks are way better than a turkey sandwich. But the availability of a good cheesesteak on the West Coast,
Is hard.
it's slim pickings out here. Slim
slim.
pickings.
So, with children's television, it has a lot of roots in shows like Sesame Street, which is had the goal of educating but also entertaining while never talking down to children. I'm really curious what your both of your personal philosophies are for creating children's television.
I
Okay.
would just quickly say it's just like Sesame Street, but instead of us trying to educate, right? Because they were definitely trying to get kids ready for preschool. For us, it's to experience. We want kids to experience the fun and joy of life with their caregivers, with their older brothers and sisters, with music, even if they don't understand the words, just playing together and having an experience.
Yeah, but Scott and I are Sesame Street kids. Like we grew up watching Sesame Street, like the golden age of TV. Like I was born in 72 and Scott 70 or
One.
71. And so we grew up like Sesame Street was our bread and butter as kids. Like that we watched it almost every day. So the influence of Sesame Street in our show is obviously huge, the magazine format, etc. But to Scott's point, we're not here to teach ABCs and one, two, threes. We're kind of more focused on the things that will bring international humans together, and that's like connections over music, over common themes, inclusion, and it's not focused on again curriculum. It's more, even though there is a curriculum to our show, but it's more of a behavioral, inclusive curriculum that's focused on imagination and connection and things that like I feel like are getting harder and harder to do in this day and age where everything's thought for you, everything's done for you. You know, the algorithm tells you what to buy and what to watch, and
Hmm.
and we really, especially with this new show and this new season, want to focus on creating the individual imaginative human that's like has ideas and can realizes I can do these things. I can do this. I don't have to just let the machine run my life. I can do it myself,
I
right?
Yeah.
I
And we're
love that.
inspiring other creators. These are the future
Hopefully,
creators of the world, just like us, just at a younger stage. Our difference is we don't see that as less. We see that as more. That preschool space is like the most beautiful time, and we want to put our time and effort towards enhancing their experience, our creators in the future.
It is
Yeah.
funny that you mentioned siblings because I loved the original show because my younger sister introduced me to it, and I had a Brobee that danced and sung "Party in My Tummy,"
Yeah, dance and sing Brobee. Yeah.
which gets me to my next thing, which is about the music. Like in the first iteration of the show, you had people like when I was in high school, My Chemical Romance, that was like, oh, whoa, look, like bands that I love. And now I see other bands that I still love, like the Silver Sun Pickups are covering my favorite hit from Brobee's catalog, which is Party in My Tummy. What kind of energy do you look for in your musical guests? Because the list this season is nuts with like churches and sleigh bells. Like, what?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
crazy, right?
yeah, it's
I'm
good.
so glad you're excited about that. Thank you. We are music fans. This is what we love.
Huge.
We love music. This has always been a music show, and we fight for that. We fight for spending our money to have all these bands come on. Not because they're the most popular, they have hit singles, because they're there for the kids. And it's just such a beautiful gift to our own personal lives making it, and we hope for the kids.
Yeah, it's kind of a chum strategy. Like we have a list of all these people that we would love to work with, and we just throw it out there and cast a net. And usually, because GABA is a magical thing, it's just magic. The right people show up, and the right people meaning the people that are into it for the right reasons. Like they want to do it because their kids love it. They bonded with their kids over it. They have a connection to it. You know, back when Santi Gold was Santo Gold in the original show, she was part of that. Like we asked and we tried to make it happen. It never worked. But this season, Santi Gold comes on and it's really special because she brought her kids with her and their kids are preschool age and they watched the show together. And she was really excited about being part of the show, not because it was going to make her more popular or not at all. It was purely for the experience with her kids to bond over together. Like we came and we saw Muno and we got to hang out with Plex and Foofa and that's special and it's cool for us to be a part of because we're just huge fan dads of everything, you know, like music and just being able to be in the same room as these legends, but and then just seeing that they're just like parents that love their kids just like us, like and we again that's part of the connection of GABA that makes it so special. Like it's a special thing.
My final question is the show has stayed in the cultural zeitgeist even when it wasn't being broadcast like all the time. I'm curious what you feel about the design of your toys. Why monsters and creatures that look like them versus like a dog have stayed more culturally relevant for kids and adults? Like, why do you think they stick better than a
I
regular
have,
animal?
I have an answer. I have an answer. Can I?
Yeah.
Do it. You got this.
I think because fundamentally, um, imagination is so important. You know, without imagination, there's no Golden Gate Bridge, there's no Eiffel Tower, there's no Empire State Building. Without imagination, there's no cars, there's no Apple computers. You got to have imagination. And by creating kind of an anamorphic monster that doesn't have a description, you're kind of like, you know, sowing the field of imagination. You're planting the seeds of like, what is that? And could I draw something like that? Or I want to do my own thing like that. And that's something from, you know, in the DNA of the show, why we chose to go live action over animation is because kids aren't stupid. And they're bringing everything in as they're looking at it and they're going, that's a real thing and that exists somewhere. And and that's, you know, it's stimulating the wonder and imagination in their own brains, just like it did when Scott and I watched Godzilla or Ultraman when we were kids, or even the Rankin Bass, like, you know, Year Without Santa Claus, you know, all those
Hmm.
like stop motion things. They're real. Those are real. And, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas, you know, like that's real stuff. And I think there's an energy and a tangibility to real practical things that add to the imagination and help kids. And I think that's why, to answer your question, like weird monsters that don't exist in reality have a staying power because they're like it's kind of like art. You can interpret it however you want. You know, you can make it your own thing. The behavior isn't defined yet
Yeah,
outside of your own imagination.
that's incredible. Well,
So
thank you
true.
both for your time.
That's just
If
my
you,
opinion, though.
yeah, it's great. If you wouldn't mind telling Brobee I said hello, that's all I can ask of you.
Deal.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for your time. This was wonderful.
Daniel,
Thanks,
this is
Danielle.
awesome. Let's do it again for like an hour next time.
I would
Really
I would
fun.
kill to talk to you both for an hour.
That would be fun.
All right.
We'll do